Everybody having a good day so far? Yes. How was something good? Even well, once you've gone through several years as a Cub Scout leader, and once you transition to Boy Scout leader, that's when you really need to move over to the staff side. And I am recruiting a little bit, but one of the most important things that I don't know if anybody's ever told you this, because one of your primary jobs as a scout leader is to find your replacement, so that when you move up, there's not a void behind you.
Really?
Yeah. Experience that personally, eh? We'll get started in a couple of minutes. Should be a couple more minutes. I was saying to the last class was that it's like when you, like whatever your career is and you go to a couple of conferences, and the first conference you go to, you're always charged that because there's so much stuff that you hadn't heard, and the next one's still pretty good. Then you go to another one, it's like, well, I'm getting less and less out of going to these conferences. It's like, well, that's your cue. It's time to change sides and be on the staff side and be a presenter. So there's only so many times you can be a participant before you really need to flip sides, and that's what we do with our scouts as well. We've got first-year patrols, and the first-year patrols are they're the recipients of all the training that the older boys do, and then once the next crossover happens, now it's their turn to start teaching them first aid and teaching them fire drilling and all that. So it's a real opportunity for them. So it's not just they just don't know how.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's like, oh, I can drive my van. It's like, okay, good. I don't like kids. Like, oh, put the gear in your van, man. If you don't like a lot of kids, you know, it's in their car. You can carry the hot dogs. We'll find something for you.
Something doesn't talk back.
Yeah. Yeah, those hallucinogenic hot dogs, yeah. Where do you go?
Ooh, bad one.
Where are those at?
All right, let's get started, Pike.
This is the camping for all ages. So.
Yeah, we'll discuss which mushrooms to leave alone. All right, well, it's time, let's go. My name is Michael Grissom. I'm Scoutmaster for Troop 314 in Webster Groves. I've been back in the program. I was a scout as a youth, and then, like so many, I got out of the program. And then when my son was old enough to be a Tiger Cub, that's when I got back in and jumped back in with both feet, never looked back, and here I am today. You can be like me. Spend all your free time.
That's why you're wearing silver loops.
Yeah. Yeah, the others I was in the sun so often they faded. Yeah, that's it. So who's taking Cub Scouts camping?
I haven't.
All right. How many people have had lots of fun taking Cub? Okay, who's got stressed out taking Cub Scouts camping?
Camping in general.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to have that.
Well, who can? How young is too young to take kids camping?
No way.
I agree with you. I think there's no such thing as being too young to go camping. We started our son when he was 10 months old, and actually it was easier when he was not as mobile than when he got to be like 3 and 4, and then it's like he was fast. so you're doing a lot of chasing and stuff. But what we really wanted to do was to instill in him that joy of the outdoors, and so that he wouldn't think anything about it, and just come to expect to be outside, and it's worked. So it's second nature to him now. I think the only slightly, and it's not really a bad thing, because he's done it so much, and I've kept track for him, and he's got like 140 nights of camping already. He's lost just maybe a little bit of that wonder, you know, because like if you take a kid camping for the first time in their second grade, it's like the best thing they've ever done, but he can't remember a time when he hasn't gone camping. But flip side of that is, now that he's gone camping so much, he's on the helper side, and he can show the guys how to, you know, arrange the fire pits and how to pitch their tents and all that stuff. So it's good for him too. It's the same thing I would do with our scouts. You know, the first years of receive all the information. Once you get past that, then you're turning around and teaching it to the others. So that's where he is now. When I started keeping track of nights of camping for my son, I went back and tried to recreate as best I could my own camping record. And at this point, I'm between, because I know that I missed some, I'm between 375 and 400 nights of camping. But that includes 4 summers on summer camps now. So then you get like blocks of weeks there. But still, it's like that's a lot. But when I pass the year mark of nights, and of course there are days on either side of that, so it's a lot more trips than that. But can't say enough for getting outside. It's an adventure. There's been research done that shows that families, even families that go camping under bad circumstances, it's like, you know, you camp through a storm or something, it's still a real bonding experience for your family, because when it's, you know, people don't remember the campouts where it was 80 degrees and the weather was just beautiful and everything went perfect. It's the ones that was like, remember when it was so cold that time? You know,
It's
remember
the bailing out the 5 gallons of water out of your tent as you're setting it up and the trunk will back
Yep,
more.
yep. Yeah, it's like, remember when you had to bust the ice off the water bucket? You know, remember the tornado came through?
The tornado.
One time we had to evacuate a campground and go to the shower house, because that was the only safe structure, because, and this was a family camp out, because a tornado was coming through. And then once it passed over, then it's like, hey, go back to your tents now.
It's okay.
Yeah. Well, while there is no, I don't think a lower limit on when you can take Scouts camping, once they get into Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts, there is age-appropriate camping, and so they try to ease the Scouts into the whole program. Cub Scouts used to be very much a neighborhood-oriented program, and any camping that a Cub Scout did was in somebody's backyard. It's like tenting in the backyard. That's what they did. Now there are opportunities from the very beginning to go camping. As far as organized camps, at the end of the wolf year, what can the council provide? So
Is that Dad and Land?
Dad, me,
Yep.
Mom, me, Karen, and Hal.
So Wolf Plus is the dad, lad, it's mom, me, parent, pal, all of that.